I want to start by just saying it is one of my greatest honors to serve as your dean. And there's nothing better than coming together to celebrate your accomplishments each fall and spring at these graduation celebrations. And as Dean Lucio mentioned, you did not do this alone. I also want to thank your family, your loved ones, and the Watts College faculty and staff members who helped support you for this important accomplishment. So as we prepare to recognize your graduation tonight, I'd like to offer a few brief comments to help build your connection to our college and our schools as you move forward in your careers of service. So at the spring ceremony, I focused my convocation remarks on the elusive concept of community, one of the important words that is included intentionally in the name of our college. We defined back then community as a group of people who are brought together by a shared experience, such as those living in a neighborhood, working together as colleagues or students like we have here, because they have something in common, such as cheering for the same sports team, or maybe a connection to a faith tradition. I talked about the need to embrace our sense of community as an antidote to the pressures of this moment in history, and that message still resonates tonight. Going all in on community is most definitely a top priority of ASU's Watts College of Public Service and Community Solutions. Now, this evening, I would now like to riff on another important word that is strategically included in the name of our college, and that term is public. So public is to me an extension of the idea of community, and it is a concept that in many ways is more inclusive. You see, community includes the people you know, to whom you are connected through, as we mentioned earlier, a shared experience. Whereas the definition of public suggests it is people as a whole, or it is the idea of being related to or affecting people of entire region or area. In other words, when you say goodbye to your spouse or your parent in the morning, and then you wave to a neighbor on the way to work, you are engaging your community. On the other hand, when you stop at the store and you say thank you to a new employee who's bagging your groceries, when you return to the car and end up moving unexpectedly over to the side of the road because a first responder is headed to an emergency, and then you get to work but you pass a person who is unsheltered as you arrive, you are now engaging people to whom you may not be otherwise connected. Members of the public are the people who serve, are served, or are in need of service who we do not know, and yet they are a part of our everyday lives. Okay, so what has me digging in on this distinction between community and public? So as the Watts College of Public Service and Community Solutions, we've prepared you for many roles that exist to serve the public. The term public is called out in our name because we're asking that you stretch your interaction with and for people who are outside of your natural occurring sphere of influence. We're asking that you embrace the simple yet profound idea that all people have inherent worth and dignity, and for that reason, even those we do not know are indeed deserving of our time, our talent, and our care. For those of you who plan to work in tourism and advance sustainable practices to help preserve water and other natural or cultural resources, you will serve the public. For those of you who are now prepared to ensure the safety of our local communities through direct service or through advocacy, you will serve the public. For our future social workers who are ready to care for people at the end of life, respond to mental health needs, or seek positive change to our social service delivery system, you will serve the public. For those who will lead through effective public policy and administration in local government or at impactful nonprofit organizations around Arizona, the nation, or the world, you will serve the public. For the first responders, emergency managers, those who are preserving our state and national parks, for those creating opportunities to connect through recreation or sports, you too will serve the public. As we move away from our phones and mediated interaction that occurs only through the use of technology, we're reminded that our connection to one another is not just deeply meaningful. Being in relationship is actually a necessity. Many people who know me know that I love the simple and profound idea that we all long to belong, and that being a part of a shared experience, such as through our connection to our community, ensures we're meeting that basic need for ourselves and for others. So tonight, calling out service to the public is also important, because as public servants, we're compelled to extend that very sense of community to those who would otherwise be outside of our circle of interaction. A belief in serving the public means that as a graduate of the Watts College, I do not have to know you to consider you a part of my community. I do not need a shared experience to consider you worthy of care and respect. I do not have to agree with you to stop and help you in a moment of need. And I do not have to live your experience to want to create a system that is better for you. So, to our most recent graduates of the Watts College, I think the final lesson I have for you tonight is to extend your boundaries of care such that the public becomes your community. I'm asking that we move from me to we while working to solve some of the most vexing challenges of this moment in history, and that we do so while engaging in direct practice, through effective leadership and administration, or by changing policies and systems to create a more just world. And I can tell you that there is no one better to deliver on this objective of moving from me to we than the graduates of the Watts College of Public Service and Community Solutions. I say this at every graduation, and I will say it again, that whenever I start to feel discouraged, our students provide the encouragement that I need to keep going. At the Watts College, we consider ourselves a community for good. This means that we are a group of people working together to advance good in the world, and we are also a community for good, meaning your connection to us is permanent. It's for good. You're stuck with us. So even beyond your graduation, you will forever be a part of this college. And I have great confidence in our future, because the graduates here today have the skills, you have the passion, you have the energy and the commitment to do good in the world, and we need you more than ever before. So let's take a moment to recognize our graduates and their future impact with one more enthusiastic round of applause.